So what is going on, guys, and welcome back to episode number 17 of our Porstmouth career mode on the PS4 FIFA 15, and we're going to be kicking off this episode with by far our toughest game of the series so far. It is our White Hart Lane up against Spurs in the Capital One Cup semi-final. It is going to be 2 legs, so hopefully we can try and just get that away goal in this game. If we can try and get that away goal and not lose by too many goals, we may have the slightest of chances of getting through, but to be honest, it was one of these games where, as going into it, I knew that I was pretty much going to get nothing out of it, and I was probably going to get thrashed by my beloved team, Spurs. And because of the squad they put out pretty much a really strong squad. They had Michel Vorm, Kabul, Dyer, they had Townsend, Adebayor, Ericsson. They just had one of the best sides they could put out, apart from, obviously it's not the best side, but one of the best, which to me is just still incredible. And they do get the first chance here. Ericsson gets the ball in the 11th minute, runs past our defence and hits the inside of the post and finds the back of net. So within the first 12 minutes we found ourselves 1-0 down up against Spurs at White Hart Lane. And it looked like we were going to be in for a long game if we didn't try and pull our act together. Actually, that Townsend, Paulinho can go to congratulate Ericsson with a wonderful goal as he chips it past and he fires it into the bottom corner, leaving Jones no chance whatsoever. But unfortunately, nothing really happened until the 25th minute. This time, Ericsson run down the wing. He plays the ball to Adebayor. Adebayor has a shot, and thankfully the ball does go wide of the post. And we managed to survive just for a few more minutes. But unfortunately for us, in the 32nd minute, Paulinho picks up the ball, plays the ball to Adebayor. Adebayor takes first touch and slams it past Jones into the back of the net. And within the first half an hour, we found ourselves 2-0 down. And once again, it basically was now just a damage limitation task. Basically, try not to concede any more goals and try not to embarrass ourselves. I thought Paul Jones should have saved that. It was pretty much in the middle of the goal, but unfortunately didn't. And Adebayor picks up his first goal in the cup. But in the 90th minute, we do get our first chance of the game. Bagluli picks the ball up, plays the ball to Loza. Loza has a shot, but unfortunately, it was quite a comfortable save from Michel Vorm. But we do then get a corner. From the resulting corner, we do get a good chance. But unfortunately, as you can see here coming up, it was a pretty comfortable save, actually, from Michel Vorm to actually deny us from getting a goal, which would have really helped if we could. But Dunn does get the header. It's a good save, and the ball then manages to get clear out for another corner. But unfortunately for us, nothing does come up from the corner. But at least we ended the game on a high and only lost 2-0, to be honest. I thought we'd done very well from the 30th minute onwards, as we played pretty well. And let's see that was the final whistle, as the result was then final. And look at our backline. Our backline was pretty poor, but with a 5.4 rating, which isn't good enough. But actually, they do go ahead and accept the offer for Paul Jones, so we're going to be without a goalkeeper if Paul Jones does go. Joe Bendick, guys that you wanted me to try and sign as goalkeeper, but they want 1.2 million for him, which is miles too much money for him. And even though he probably will be a very good goalkeeper, maybe next season or the season after we can have a look at trying to buy him. Bagarimiana, they only wanted £0 for him, so we decided to go ahead and offer that just to see if they'd accept it. The additional transfer request, we did ask for some more money, and they're only going to give us 139,000, which is very poor, and that's no money whatsoever. And as you see there, Millwall then retract their offer because Loza got injured in that match. So Loza is out for 3 weeks, and therefore they said that they didn't want to try and buy a player that is injured. But fair enough, I'm not really bothered anyway because I didn't really want to let him go. But it was very tempting. I'm really tempted to let him go for around about the 1.5 million mark because I do know we can pick up a very good player for that. But look at our clustered fixture list. We've got so many games. We've got look, when we play Shrewsbury, we've got a 1 gap and then a game, then 1 gap, then a game, then 2 gap, then a game. It's just ridiculous. So we have to really rotate our squad. And for a lot of the games, we're having to play people like Connolly, which we've never ever played before, and Atangana as well. So there are a lot of games that we're having to play with pretty much a new squad because with players that we haven't played before, especially like Das. But actually, though, we're currently sitting top of the table, 4 points clear, 27 games played, and we've actually won 14 and drawn 11. But hopefully, we can go ahead and beat Shrewsbury, who are currently sitting in 12th place. I do know it's going to be a pretty difficult game, but actually, in this game, Watmore does actually start centre back. He's pretty solid when he's played so far. Sure, he does play at left back. East is becoming a regular right back at the moment because he's very good. Holland's centre defensive mid. It's not really the place I prefer to play him because I do know he's more attacking minded than a defence, but there you go. But they do get their new player Barbieri here, who's just signed for Shrewsbury. Looks pretty promising, to be honest, because I was looking at signing him, but they wanted about 400,000 for him. I didn't think he was worth that much, but The first chance does come to us. Westcar plays the ball to Holmes. Holmes does very well to get there in front of the defender. Has a good shot, but unfortunately for us, it was a wonderful save from the Shrewsbury goalkeeper to deny us. But from the resulting corner, Hollands whips the ball in the box. It comes to Westcar. Westcar gets up. Unfortunately, nothing comes to it. Story hits the underside of the cross, but it comes back out. Story this time has a very good shot. It gets cleared off the line, and then Watmore tries the effort from range, but unfortunately, nothing happens. East has a shot, and it was a good save from the goalkeeper, and then they do manage to get the ball clear. So thankfully for them, or unfortunately for us, we couldn't find the back of the net. But Zalana plays a wonderful through to Westcar, and Westcar finds the back of the net. And Westcar has just proven that whenever he plays, he is playing pretty well. So he's a player that I don't really want to get rid of. Well, I'm not going to destroy anything for you because I already know what happens. But I don't really want to sell him because every time he plays, he scores, and he's a very, very good backup striker in case we get injuries like Loza is injured, or in case that we need someone to bring on off the bench as well. He's not the quickest player, but he is quite strong. But they do get a good chance here. McAllister plays the ball out wide to Clark. Clark has a good shot, but it was a wonderful block there to deny them. And I was very grateful that it was actually Dunn that flung himself in front of the shot. But in the 64th minute, we do get another chance. Story here runs down the wing, plays a good ball across. It comes to Westcar. Westcar, unfortunately, could only hit the outside of the post, but it was from a very, very tight angle anyway, so I wasn't really expecting him to score from there. But in the 72nd minute, Story this time gets another chance, has a good shot, but unfortunately, the ball just goes wide of the post, and I thought that was going to creep into the back of the net, but unfortunately didn't. And the last chance in the game does come in the 90th minute. They do get an absolute sitter. Vernon plays a ball to Mangan. Mangan's running down the wing. He puts a good ball in the box. He was open goal, and he blazes it over the bar. So grateful that they managed to miss that, but I would have been absolutely livid if one of my players done that. And this could be the last game that Paul Jones will actually play, and actually their West card does pick up a 7.8 man of the match rating. And we do get another offer for Paul Jones from Rotterdam this time, and we do counter offer him all the time because we do know that they're going to be probably going to pay 550,000 for Jones if they do go ahead with it, but we're just going to keep counter offer from Preston and from Rotterdam to see what happens. And also Carl Lawson is also going to be going out to Carlisle on loan to see if he can improve his rating just a little bit. Biggie Rimana, sorry, I can't really pronounce his name. He said yeah, Newcastle said yeah, so we do decide to offer him a contract, but unfortunately it is going to be pretty disappointing because he wants 5,000 on the wage budget. He's not a player that I'm really that forward to using anyway. But actually there, Paul Jones does actually leave the club, and we do have our last game of the episode up against Peterborough at their place in the Johnston Paint Trophy final, which I'm a bit weird actually that it's a two-legged, which is a little bit weird anyway. But we do get a good chance here. Bartram runs down the wing. He skips past the goalkeeper, uses pace, and slots the ball into the back of the net. So we're 1-0 up in the 30th minute. And this is the first game that we're playing with Poke in goal. Well, Poke had actually played one game before. He didn't play very well. But he's actually playing in this game as well, because obviously we don't have Paul Jones anymore, and Poke is the only goalkeeper we've actually got. But he's only a 59 rated goalkeeper, and he's not very good. So hopefully we can try and search for a goalkeeper as soon as we can. But I have got a lot of goalkeepers in mind to ones that I want to try and bring in. But the next chance does come to us. Dunn plays the ball. He does very well, running down the wing. He tries to get away from their defenders, which he does do very well. Plays the ball across to Craddock, and Craddock finds the back of the net in the 68th minute, and we find ourselves 2-0 up against Peterborough. And it looked like we were going to be getting the upper hand when we go back to our place to hopefully try and wrap the game up. And actually there was a comfortable finish from Craddock. The goalkeeper diving across. I thought Craddock should have... Well, I'm not going to complain, it went in anyway, but I would have liked it if it was a little bit less closer to the goalkeeper, if you know what I mean. But we found ourselves 2-0 up, and that was actually his first goal. It's his first start for the club as well. But unfortunately for us, they do get a goal back. Smith plays the ball. He does very well. Dars actually gets injured. They play the ball across, and they do have a good shot, and unfortunately, they do find the back of the net in the 78th minute. So now we do found ourselves in a little bit of trouble here, as we found ourselves 2-1 up, but the goal there could prove very, very crucial in the next leg if we don't get another goal. But thankfully we do actually get another goal in the 87th minute. Bartram plays the ball to Connolly. Connolly does very well, plays the ball inside. Craddock was all on his own. Can he score against the goalkeeper? Unfortunately he can't. Goalkeeper makes a good save, but Wallace was there with the rebound, and Wallace finds the back of the net with a rebound, and we found ourselves 3-1 up, and that was actually how the game finished. So we ended up winning the game 3-1, and that was pretty much how the game finished. And I was very, very pleased that it did finish like that, and we did have the upper hand for the game at our place up against Peterborough in the next episode. But thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you hit the like button down below, as it is very, very much appreciated, and I really do hope to see you next time very, very soon for the next episode of Career Mode. Bye bye.